our last time together, this time Hebrews 12 verse 22 through 24 again.
Nii et vaatame veel kord siis Hebrealastele 12. peatükki, salmid 22-24. Vaid te olete tulnud Sioni mäe juurde ja elava Jumala linna, taevase Jeruusalemma juurde ja 10 000 inglite juurde, esikpoegade koguduse juurde, kes on kirja pandud taevas, ja Jumala kõikide kohtumõistja juurde ja täiuslikuks saanud õigete vaimude juurde ja uue lepingu vahemehe Jeesuse juurde ja piserdamisvere juurde, mis kõneleb paremini Aabeli verest.
That was one of our foundational passages along with Isaiah chapter 2 verse 1 through 5.
Ja see oli üks meie aluskirjakohtadest koos Jesaja 2. peatüki salmid 1-5.
And the whole idea was to look at this truth concerning Zion.
Ja kogu idee oli selles, et vaadata tõde Sioni kohta.
The invitation from the Lord was come and let us go up.
Ja kutse Issandalt oli, et tulgem ja mingem üles.
And I have sensed that we have gone up since we have been together.
Ja ma tajun, et me oleme läinud üles sellest peale, kui me koos oleme käinud.
So what we can say is that the word had a mate called fulfillment since we've been together.
Ja mida see mulle ütleb on see, et sellel sõnal on olnud kaaslane, mille nimi on täitumine.
After dealing with the invitation of Isaiah 2,
peale seda, kui me tegelesime selle kutsega Jesaja 2. peatükis,
and knowing that Isaiah was anticipating the fulfillment of that.
Ja teades, et Jesaja ootas selle täitumist.
Now you remember I said to you that Isaiah was about 700 years before Christ.
Ja mäletate, ma ütlesin teile, et Jesaja oli umbes 700 aastat enne Kristust.
And most of the time the prophets had no idea the length of time that it would take for fulfillment.
Ja enamikel kordadest prohvetidel ei olnud aimugi sellest, kui palju selle täitumiseks läheb aega veel.
Peter said it this way, they searched diligently to understand what they were saying, but actually they were saying things for us.
Peetrus ütles seda nii, et nad otsisid asju hoolikalt ja uurisid, aga tegelikult nad uurisid neid asju meie jaoks.
In fact, angels sought to understand these things.
Ja tegelikult inglid püüdsid ka neid asju mõista.
Because they wanted to understand why God had placed so much attention on man.
Sest nad tahtsid teada, et miks Jumal oli pööranud nii palju tähelepanu inimesele.
But this is what I am convinced of.
Aga ma olen veendunud selles.
When the plan of God has completed itself,
et kui Jumala plaan on ennast lõpule viinud või täielikuks saanud,
angels and everything else will have to acknowledge God was right in his choice of man.
Siis inglid ja kõik muu peavad tunnistama, et Jumalal oli õigus oma valikus, mille nimi on inimene.
Now, right now, I realize that it appears God made a mistake.
Ma tean, et praegu näib just kui Jumal oleks vea teinud.
Because we look at our frailties and our weaknesses.
Sest me vaatame oma sellist haprust ja eksimusi.
And like Mary, when the pronouncement came to her concerning the birth of the Christ, she said, how shall these things be?
Ja nagu Maarja, kui tuli siis Kristuse sünni kuulutus, siis ta ütles, et kuidas see võib sündida.
Now probably you may be asking concerning some of the things you heard this week. How can these things be?
Ja võib-olla sa küsid mõningate nende asjade kohta, mida sa see nädal kuulsid, et kuidas see võib sündida.
But this is the answer I give to you.
Aga see on vastus, mille ma sulle annan.
The power of the Most High shall overshadow you.
Kõige kõrgema vägi varjab sind.
And the holy thing that has been conceived in you.
Ja see püha asi, mis on nagu eostunud sinus.
The Lord will bring it forth at its appointed time.
Selle toob Issand esile õigel ajal.
So don't spend lots of time fretting and worrying.
Nii et ära kuluta palju aega muretsemisele.
Just let the birth run its due course.
Las see sünd toimub õiges protsessis õigel ajal.
And we will see God produce what he intended.
Ja me näeme Jumalat toomas esile selle, mida ta plaanis.
Can you receive that?
Kas sa võtad selle vastu?
Amen. When I focused in on Hebrews chapter 12, which said, you are come to Mount Zion.
ja millele me keskendusime Hebra 12. peatükis oli see, et te olete tulnud Sioni mäe juurde.
The whole idea was to take this thing out of the future and bring it into the now.
ja kogu idee oli selles, et võtta see nagu, tuua see tulevikust olevikku.
I have found through life's experience that the devil doesn't care what you believe as long as you place it in the future.
ja ma olen leidnud, et kuratit ei huvita see, mida sa usud, peaasi, et see on sinu jaoks tulevikus.
Because you're no threat.
Sest sa ei ole oht tema jaoks.
But the moment that you begin to say, today is the day.
aga niipea, kui sa hakkad ütlema, et täna on see päev.
Right now is the time.
nüüd on aeg.
We are the people.
meie oleme see rahvas.
This is the season.
see on see ajajärk.
Then you become a challenge.
siis hakkavad tulema väljakutsed sulle.
So that's why I'm not a futuristic preacher.
sellepärast ma ei ole futuristlik kõneleja.
I'm a right now preacher.
ma olen just nüüd kõneleja.
You see, I can't tell what the future may be.
mina ei suuda öelda, milline tulevik võib olla.
But what I can do is embrace right now.
aga mida ma võin teha, on haarata seda olevikku.
And if the light of God has shined upon this truth,
ja kui Jumala valgus on säranud selle tõe peale,
and that same light has shined into our hearts,
ja seesama valgus on säranud meie südametesse,
then there is something that God wants us to embrace right now.
siis on midagi, mida Jumal tahab, et me haaraksime praegu.
Now the reason there was an emphasis upon grace,
ja põhjus, miks oli rõhuasetus armul,
because the Lord does not want us to really focus on our inability,
on see, et Isand ei taha, et me keskenduksime oma võimetusele,
but He wants us to focus on His ability.
vaid et me keskenduksime tema võimekusele.
And the name that you give God's ability is grace.
ja see nimi, mille sa annad Jumala võimekusele, on arm.
That's why you're hearing the message of grace echoed in the four corners of the earth.
ja sellepärast sa kuuledki seda armu sõnumit kajamas kõigis maailma 4 kaares.
There is someone everywhere that's speaking of grace right now.
ja keegi on kusagil, kes räägib armust ka praegu. igal pool on keegi just.
So please do not be offended with grace.
nii et ära pahandu armust.
Well, someone says, well, what about if it becomes greasy grace or sloppy agape?
keegi küsib, et aga mis siis, kui sellest saab selline nii-öelda odav arm?
You're probably closer to the truth there than you are in the opposite direction.
ilmselt sa oled seal lähemale tõele kui vastassuunas.
Now that may be surprising,
see võib-olla on üllatav,
but that really is the truth.
aga see on tõde.
Because grace covers things that we would not expect it to.
sellepärast, et arm katab asju, mida me ei ootaks sellest.
And when we're ready to stone someone with the law, God says freedom with grace.
ja kui meie oleme valmis kedagi seaduse kaudu kividega loopima, siis Jumal kõneleb armu.
The church has been such a place of mixture.
ja kogudus on olnud sellises tõelises segupaigas.
And when I speak of mixture, I'm talking about the mixture of law and grace.
ja kui ma räägin sellest segust, siis ma räägin armu ja seaduse või käsu segust.
And so when we hear something that sounds almost like is not the truth,
ja kui me kuuleme midagi, mis kõlab peaaegu justkui see oleks tõde,
we're ready to reject it.
siis me oleme valmis seda kõrvale lükkama.
Doesn't that sound like the people of the first century?
kas see ei kõla 1. sajandi inimeste moodi?
Here's Jesus in a form that they're unfamiliar with,
siin on Jeesus kujul, mis nende jaoks on võõras,
presenting God in a manner that doesn't measure up to what their standards were.
kes esindab Jumalat sellisel kujul, mis ei ole nende standardi kohane.
And what they said was, this can't be right.
ja nad ütlevad, et see ei saa olla õige.
I'll never forget when, as a young Pentecostal preacher, I began to hear some of the things I'm sharing with you now.
ja ma mäletan, kui ma olin noor nelipühi jutlustaja ja ma hakkasin kuulma mõningaid asju, mida ma teiega täna jagan.
And because we had so many legalistic ideas,
ja kuna meil oli väga palju selliseid käsumeelseid ideid,
I first said in my heart, these things can't be right.
siis ma ütlesin alguses, et see ei saa olla tõde, see ei saa olla nii.
The first time that I ever heard someone cancel the rapture,
esimest korda, kui ma kuulsin kedagi tühistamas seda ülesvõtmist,
I said, for sure that person is of the devil, this can't be right.
siis ma mõtlesin, et kindlasti see inimene on kuradist, see ei saa olla tõsi.
Only to find out that if you take on a Berean spirit and search the scriptures,
ja leidsin, et ainult siis, kui sa võtad selle beroialaste meelsuse ja hakkad ise uurima pühakirja,
you end up finding out that many things you thought were not true really are true.
Siis sa leiad, et paljud asjad, mida sa arvasid, et ei ole tõsi, on tegelikult tõsi.
Somewhere in your experience you must be willing to place everything you believe under the spotlight of the scripture.
Kusagil oma kogemuses sa pead olema nõus nagu panema selle valgusvihu keskmesse kõike, mida sa usud, või küsima kõike, mida sa usud.
And I have found that what God has done for me is deconstruct many things I thought was the truth.
Ja ma olen leidnud oma elus, et Jumal nagu on lammutanud paljud asjad, mida ma arvasin, et on tõde.
And he had to do that before he could install the truth inside of me.
Ja ta pidi seda tegema enne, kui ta sai selle tõe minu sisse panna.
Now I am sure since the schools have been going on that there's been some deconstruction inside of you.
Ma olen kindel, et selle kooli jooksul on ka sinu sees toimunud palju lammutamist.
But I trust that you sense that this particular school has been more about constructing than deconstructing.
Aga ma tajun ka seda, et see kool on olnud rohkem, ma usun, et sa oled tajunud ka seda, et see kool on olnud rohkem ehitamisest kui lammutamisest.
And what that speaks to is the fact that you're better prepared to receive.
Ja millest see räägib, on see, et sa oled paremini ette valmistunud vastu võtma.
I think our last school was probably a great deconstruction.
Ja ma arvan, et meie möödunud piiblikool oli üks suur lammutamine.
In fact, you could call it a demolition.
Ja tegelikult sa võiksid seda nimetada täielikuks puhta töö tegemiseks nagu.
God just took the big ball and just slammed it against every one of our teachings.
Jumal võttis ühe sellise suure pommi ja lihtsalt kõigutas seda vastu meie õpetusi.
And I prayed that as we walked out of there, that we did not leave devastated.
Ja ma palve oli, et kui me sealt ära läksime, et sa ei lahkunud puruks lööduna.
Because the great hope of so many of God's children
Sest nii paljude Jumala laste lootus
is longing and looking for the day when Jesus the man returns to earth.
On Jeesuse kui inimese tagasi tulemine maa peale.
Only to find out that God has a different view.
Aga me leiame, et Jumalal on teistsugune vaade.
Is Christ the hope of glory?
See on Kristus, auhiilguse lootus.
That Christ is in you.
Ja see Kristus on sinu sees.
And this is what God is longing to see.
Ja see on see, mida Jumal on kutsumas sind nägema.
Not Jesus come to earth again.
Mitte, et Jeesus uuesti maa peale tuleks.
But the Christ that is in you take on full formation and manifest.
Et vaid, et Kristus, kes on sinu sees, saaks täieliku kuju ja manifestatsiooni.
Isn't it amazing how different God's expectation is than the church's?
Kas pole mitte huvitav, kui teistsugune on Jumala ootus kui koguduse oma?
This is what I will say about that.
See on see, mida ma ütlen selle kohta.
He must come to be glorified in the saints.
Ta peab saama austatud pühades.
Before he will ever come with saints.
Enne, kui ta tuleb koos pühadega.
He comes in clouds.
Ta tuleb pilvedel.
Before he ever comes with clouds.
Ta tuleb pilvede sees enne, kui ta tuleb koos pilvedega.
It never says he comes for clouds.
Ta iial ei ütle, et ta tuleb pilvede jaoks.
And you won't find one single place where it says he comes for saints.
Ja sa ei leia ka kohti, et ta tuleb pühade jaoks või pühadele järgi.
See, let's get the prepositions right.
Paneme need eessõnad paika või meil järelsõnad siis.
He either comes in
Ta tuleb kas sees
or he comes with,
või koos,
but never for.
aga mitte jaoks.
Everybody's settled on that?
Kas kõik on sellega nõus või rahul?
If not, go read the Bible.
Kui mitte, siis loe piiblit.
And stop reading the footnotes.
Ja ära loe ääremärkusi.
And you will find out that's the truth.
Ja siis sa leiad, et see on tõsi.
We have come to Zion.
Me oleme tulnud Sionisse.
You see, part of the reason for coming there is the Lord manifesting himself in a way like never before.
Ja üks põhjustest on see, et issand ilmutab ennast viisil, nagu ei kunagi varem.
I'm one who asks questions all the time.
Mina tahan küsida küsimusi alati.
And if I have come to something, my next question is, what for?
Ja kui ma olen tulnud millegi juurde, siis minu järgmine küsimus on, et mille pärast?
Isn't that reasonable?
Kas pole mõistlik?
To ask the question, why have we come here?
Küsida, et miks me oleme tulnud siia?
What is the outcome of coming here?
Mis on selle siia tulemise järeldus või tulemus?
It is like when I presented to you the grandfather clause of a term we'll deal with here in just a moment, theosis. Theosis.
Esitasin teile selle teosise mõiste.
It was from 2 Peter 1, verse 3 and 4.
Teise Peetruse 3. peatükist.
Remember that? We read it.
Mäletad, me lugesime seda.
That God has given us all things that pertain to life and godliness.
Jumal on andnud meile kõik vajaliku eluks ja Jumala kartuseks.
Now what's the reason for that gift?
Ja mis on põhjus selle anni jaoks?
That we can escape the corruption that is in the world through lust.
Et me võiksime põgeneda selle maailmas oleva laostumise eest, mis on himu läbi tulnud.
Can you understand what I'm saying here?
Kas te mõistate, mida ma ütlen teile?
So notice, he gives you a different quality of life.
Ta annab teile teistsuguse elu kvaliteedi.
And then the outcome is much better.
Ja siis tulemus on palju parem.
So we have come to Zion.
Nii, et me oleme tulnud Sioni juurde.
What should the outcome be?
Mis peaks olema siis tulemus?
What has God prepared for us?
Mida Jumal on valmistanud
in
meile?
The process of our coming.
Meie tulemise protsessis.
All right, let me write the word again. When Pastor Leon read from Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1.
Kui pastor Leon luges Heebrealastele 11:1.
He said in that scripture that faith is the substance.
Siis ta ütles, et usk on sisu või substants, olemus.
The Greek language gives a very interesting translation of that word.
Kreeka keeles on väga huvitav tõlge sellest sõnast.
And what that word amounts to is...
Ja see sõna on hypostasis.
Hypostasis. Now, when we're speaking of our joining together with the Lord, that is called I would call it a hypostatic union.
Ja kui me räägime Kristuse või liitumisest Kristusega, siis see on hüpostaatiline ühendus, liit.
I spoke to you in the session earlier about union life.
Ma rääkisin eelmises sessioonis teile sellest ühendunud elust.
Once again, foundationally, without the incarnation, this would be impossible.
Ja veel kord, aluseks on see, et ilma inkarnatsioonita või lihaks saamiseta on see võimatu.
And so we see Jesus, the mediator of the new covenant, making this possible.
Ja me näeme Jeesust, kes on uue lepingu vahemees, tema tegi selle võimalikuks.
And through the shedding of his blood, we have the blood of the new covenant.
Ja oma vere valamise läbi on meil, tema valamise läbi on meil lepingu veri.
In his blood is his life.
Ja tema veres on tema elu.
So we really have the life of the new covenant.
Nii et meil on tegelikult uue lepingu elu.
So part of the work of the mediator was redemption.
Ja osa vahemehe tööst oli lunastamine.
And in the process establishing the covenant.
Ja selle lepingu rajamise protsessis.
But it was also to release an outcome in the lives of the recipients of the covenant.
Aga oluline oli selle lepingu vastuvõtjate ellu saada ka selle lepingu tulemus.
And that outcome is this union that we're speaking of here.
Ja see tulemus on see sama ühendus või liit, millest me siin räägime.
This hypostatic union.
See hüpostaatiline liit.
The mystery of godliness does not only include the man Jesus.
Selles Jumala kartuse saladuses ei ole mitte ainult inimene Jeesus.
It starts with him.
See algab temast.
You see, he's always first in this.
Tema on alati esimene selles.
But the mystery of godliness is this. God is manifest in flesh.
Aga selles saladuses on see, et Jumal on manifesteerunud või saanud ilmsiks lihas.
Another way to say this is God is come in flesh.
Teisisõnu, Jumal on tulnud lihasse.
The spirit of the Antichrist is this,
Antikristuse vaim on see,
is to deny that God is come in the flesh.
on eitada, et Jumal on tulnud lihas.
You see, people are looking for this mega man to come, and they're missing the forest for the trees.
Ja inimesed ootavad, et selline mega inimene tuleb ja nad tegelikult, nad ei näe puude taga metsa ja
You know, they've heard this about this man who's supposed to come, and he's the personification of evil.
nad on kuulnud, et see isik peab tulema ja et tema on kurjuse kehastus.
But this is what I want you to understand about the Antichrist spirit and presentation.
Aga see on see, mida ma tahan, et sa mõistaksid Antikristuse vaimu kohta.
It is simply to deny the incarnation.
See on lihtsalt lihaks saamise eitamine.
And if one continues to deny the incarnation, that is Antichrist.
Ja see, kes jätkuvalt eitab või salgab lihaks saamist, on Antikristus.
So what I'm saying to you is that we are living part of the mystery of godliness.
Ja mida ma ütlen on see, et meie oleme elamas osana sellest Jumala kartuse saladusest.
Can you not say that God lives in us?
Kas sa mitte ei või öelda, et Jumal elab meie sees?
Even if you read John 14 verse 23.
Isegi kui sa oled lugenud Johannese 14:23,
Jesus said, my Father and I, we will come and make our abode in you.
siis Jeesus ütles, et mina ja isa tuleme ja teeme oma eluaseme sinusse.
So there's no way that biblically you can say that God only came in flesh one time.
Nii et sa ei saa öelda ka piibli põhjal, et Jumal tuli ainult ühe korra.
He comes many times.
Ta tuleb palju kordi.
And in this century, we are the presentation of his coming.
Ja sel sajandil oleme meie tema tulemise presentatsioon, esitus.
You see, that is what we call the hypostatic union.
See on see, mida me nimetame hüpostaatiliseks liiduks.
See, is God, man coming together, forming one.
Jumal ja inimene, kes tulevad kokku ja neist saab üks.
I shared with you 5 things that God is.
Ma jagasin teiega 5 asja, kes on Jumal.
Do you remember what they are?
Mäletate, mis need olid?
God is spirit.
Jumal on vaim.
God is one.
Jumal on üks.
God is light.
Jumal on valgus.
God is love.
Jumal on
And
armastus.
God is consuming fire.
Ja Jumal on neelav tuli.
Remember that?
Mäletate seda?
And then I told you, as he is, so are we in this present world.
Ja siis ma rääkisin teile, et nii nagu on tema, nii oleme meie selles käesolevas maailmas.
So there's an exhibition of each of those things that will occur in our lives.
Nii et kõigist neist asjust on üks näitlik ka meie elus.
Let me say the final things that I want to say at this time about theosis.
Ja viimane asi, mida ma tahan praegu öelda selle teosise kohta.
Because I closed this morning with the 4 chapters of Scripture from Romans.
Ja kuna ma rääkisin sel hommikul Rooma kirja 4 peatükist.
Romans chapter 5, chapter 6, 7, and 8.
Rooma 5, 6, 7 ja 8.
And each of them spoke to and a liberty and authorization that we have from something.
Ja kõik need rääkisid mingist vabadusest ja või meelevallast, mis meil on.
Remember, Romans chapter 5 deals with the fact that we are free from sin's verdict, and that is death.
Rooma 5 peatükk räägib sellest, et me oleme vabad patu kohtuotsusest, milleks on surm.
Chapter 6 deals with we are free from sin's oppression, and that is bondage.
Ja 6 peatükk rääkis, et me oleme vabad patu rõhumisest ja see on orjus.
Chapter 7 deals with our freedom from sin's strength, which is the law.
7 peatükk rääkis sellest, et me oleme vabad patu jõust, mis on käsk või seadus.
And then chapter 8 deals with our freedom from sin's presence, which we receive in the adoption of the body.
Ja 8 peatükk rääkis sellest, et me oleme vabad patu kohalolust, mille me saame
which we receive in the redemption of the body.
mille me saame oma ihu lunastuses.
You see, Paul said, we who have the first fruits of the Spirit, we are waiting for that.
Paulus ütleb, et meie, kellel on vaimu esmaand, ootame seda.
And the idea of first fruits just simply means that there's more of the same to come.
Ja idee selle esmaanni taga on see, et veel on tulemas.
If you would spend time before our next coming, just studying these chapters, some great truth will be revealed into your heart.
Kui sa enne järgmist korda veedad veidi aega neid peatükke uurides, siis seal on palju tarkust, mis saab ilmutatud.
And just ask the Holy Spirit to open these passages of Scripture to you.
Ja palu lihtsalt, et püha vaim avaks need kirjakohad sulle.
Don't read them as verses,
Ära loe neid lihtsalt salmidena,
but read them as a block together.
vaid loe neid nagu ühtse plokina.
Because God gives us great freedom in these chapters.
Sellepärast, et Jumal annab meile suurt vabadust nendes peatükkides, suure vabaduse.
So 3 things I want to give you about theosis tonight.
Ja täna õhtul ma tahan anda 3 asja teile selle teosise kohta.
Number 1, theosis is the human and, or I should say, the divine and human being woven together.
Esiteks, see on inimlik või jumalik ja inimlik, mis on nagu kokku põimitud.
And what it creates is the fusion of a divine man.
Ja see loob ühe
Let me explain it this way. I'll help you out.
jumaliku inimese igatahes.
In nuclear energy, there are 2 basic concepts.
Tuumaenergias on 2 põhimõistet, kontseptsiooni.
You've studied science a little bit, haven't you?
Te olete veidi uurinud ja õppinud.
The first nuclear bombs were fission bombs.
Esimestest tuumapommidest räägib.
There was a shooting of one of the particles of the atom into the core of the atom and caused it to explode.
Üks aatomi osake tulistati teise aatomisse ja see nagu plahvatas siis.
I don't want this to get complicated.
Ma ei taha, et see väga keeruliseks läheks.
It's really simple.
See on väga lihtne tegelikult.
At least in my explanation.
Vähemalt minu selgituses.
Now, let me draw this.
Kas ma joonistan selle?
Let's call this the atom.
Nimetame selle aatomiks.
And in what we call the concept of fission,
Ja mida me siis, mis mõiste see on fission?
is that you would actually take a particle
Sa võtad ühe osakese
and you would shoot it at the speed of light into the core.
ja sa tulistad selle valguskiirusel sinna aatomi sisse.
And then this atom literally just explode
Ja siis
in all directions.
aatom lihtsalt plahvatab kõigis suundades.
That's the simplicity called fission.
Selles ongi siis selle idee sisu.
Now, I must explain fusion.
Nüüd ma selgitan siis ühte sulandumist.
Now, this produced great energy
See toob esile suurt energiat, palju energiat.
because these were the bombs that were exploded in Japan to end World War II.
Sest need olid pommid, mis pandi plahvatama Jaapanis teises maailmasõja lõpuks.
The atomic bombs.
Aatompommid.
Okay? So, a little bit later,
Veidi hiljem,
in 1952, America built something called a hydrogen bomb.
1952 Ameerika ehitas siis vesinikupommid.
And it was not a fission bomb.
Ja see ei olnud selline nagu eelnev siis.
It was a fusion bomb.
See oli siis selline segunemispomm.
And what happens is that the simplicity of it is you have an atom here and an atom here.
Et sul oli üks aatom ja teine aatom.
And at the speed of light, these 2 come together
Ja valguskiirusel need 2 tulevad kokku
and form one.
ja moodustavad ühe.
And the energy that is released is called fusion.
Ja see energia, mis vallandub, on siis ühte sulandumine või kokku tulemine.
Amazingly, the fusion bomb was many times more powerful than the fission bomb.
Aga hämmastav on see, et selline kokku sulanduv pomm on palju väelisem kui see eelnev.
This will make sense to you in just a moment.
Te kohe saate aru.
Because think about it.
Sest mõtle sellele.
If you split,
kui sa nagu lased tükkideks või teed pooleks, kui sa lõhud,
that produces energy.
siis see toodab energiat.
But think about when you come together.
Aga mõtle sellele, kui te tulete kokku.
How much more powerful coming together is.
Kui palju väelisem on kokku tulemine.
Now think about it. If there is this separation between God and man,
ja kui on siis selline lahutumine inimese ja Jumala vahel,
there's still some powerful things that occur.
siis on ikka väelisi asju, mis toimuvad.
But think about what happens when you bring God and man together
Aga mõtle, mis saab siis, kui sa tood inimese ja Jumala kokku
and form one expression.
ja moodustate ühe väljendi.
That's what we're declaring in theosis.
See on see, mida me kuulutame teosises.
It's God and man coming together.
Jumal ja inimene tulevad kokku.
Now even bring this further into the body of Christ.
Ja ma toon selle edasi Kristuse ihusse.
The Bible always declares that two are better than one.
Piibel on alati kuulutanud, et 2 on parem kui 1.
So come on, bring two separate entities together
Nii et tood 2 erinevat üksust kokku.
and let them fuse and become one expression.
Sa lased neil seguneda ja saada üheks väljendiks.
That is the intent behind the incarnation.
See on see kavatsus ka lihaks saamise taga.
And so what we have today is God and man woven together.
Nii et mis meil on täna, on Jumal ja inimene kokku põimitud.
There's not a single thing anyone can ever do about that.
Ja ei ole ühtegi asja, mida keegi saaks selle vastu ette võtta.
So let me present it in this fashion.
Ja las ma esitan seda sellisel viisil.
Christ temporarily put off divinity and merged with the human.
Kristus ajutiselt seadis jumalikkuse kõrvale ja sulandus inimesega.
And the term that is called is kenosis.
Ja termin, mida selle jaoks kasutatakse, on kenosis.
This is how you spell kenosis.
Kenosis.
If you want to study the foundation of kenosis, it's Philippians chapter 2, verse 5 through 11.
Filiplastele 2, 5-11 on selle sõna alus, nagu kui sa tahad seda uurida.
And what kenosis just simply means is that God's response to the exaltation of the human apart from God was to stoop very low.
See, mis siis selle sõna
Let me say it
põhitähendus
this
on
way, I'll
see?
help you. The Lucifer spirit exalted itself.
Lutsifer oma vaimus nagu ülendas ennast.
So God's response to that
Ja Jumala vastus sellele
was that he stooped very low.
oli see, et ta kummardus väga madalale.
He didn't overpower it
Ta ei
or rise higher than that.
tõusnud kõrgemale kui see,
He just simply stooped very low.
vaid ta lihtsalt kummardus väga madalale.
That is called kenosis.
Seda nimetatakse genoosiseks.
The other thing that you will find is that kenosis made it possible for humanity's theosis.
Ja teine asi on see, et genoosis tegi võimalikuks inimese teosise.
So if you're talking about order,
Nii et kui sa räägid korrast, järjekorrast,
it's kenosis first.
siis esmalt oli genoosis,
It is God stooping,
kus Jumal kummardus,
and then it is theosis.
ja siis on teosis.
And that is humanity being raised.
Ja see on see, kus inimkond tõstetakse.
And the merging together produces a God-man.
Ja selle kokkutulemine toob esile Jumal inimese.
Now these are some scriptures that you can use to establish theosis.
Ja nüüd on mõned kirjakohad, mille alusel siis teosis on rajatud.
Genesis chapter 1, verse 26 and 27.
Esimese Moosese 1, 26 ja 27.
Genesis chapter 3 and verse 5.
Esimese Moosese 3, 5.
Psalm 82 and verse 6.
Psalm 82 ja Psalm 6 võib eesti keeles ka olla 7.
John chapter 10 verse 34 and 35.
Johannese 10, 34 ja 35.
Matthew chapter 5 and verse 48.
Matteuse 5, 48.
2 Corinthians 3 and verse 18.
Teise Korintlastele 3, 18.
2 Peter 1 and verse 4.
Teise Peetruse 1, 4.
And 1 John 2 or 3 verse 1 and 2.
Esimese Johannese
1 John 3 verse 1 and 2.
Esimese Johannese 3, salmid 1 ja 2.
And what you will find is that if you will study this body of scripture,
Ja kui sa uurid neid kirjakohti,
it will establish firmly in you this understanding of theosis.
siis see rajab sinus kindlalt selle teosise mõiste, idee.
The conclusion that you must come away with
Ja see järeldus, milleni sa peaksid jõudma,
is that every seed will reproduce after its own kind.
on see, et iga seeme kannab omale kohast vilja.
So a human produces a human,
Nii et inimene toob esile inimese.
So what does God produce?
Ja mida Jumal siis toob esile?
God produces God. Don't be afraid to
Jumal
say it.
toob esile Jumala.
Come on, you got to become unafraid to say those things.
Te ei tohi karta neid asju öelda.
Every seed seeds after its own kind.
Iga seeme kannab seemneid vastavalt oma liigile.
Now when you look at Psalm 82 in verse 6, he said, I have said that ye are gods.
Psalm 86:6 ütleb, et ma olen öelnud, teie olete jumalad.
Now this is where you keep this balanced.
See on nüüd see, kus sa hoiad seda tasakaalus.
There is only one big G.
On ainult üks suure joti
Only
Jumal.
one. Only one.
Ainult üks Jumal suure tähega.
But there are many small G's.
Aga palju väikeseid jumalaid. Palju väikseid jotte.
So if you keep that understanding, you won't go off into the ozone layer somewhere.
Ja kui sa seda tasakaalu hoiad, siis sa ei lähe kuskile osoonikihti.
I'll tell you a story,
Ma räägin ühe loo,
just to kind of lighten things up for a moment.
et veidi asju kergemaks teha.
There was a man in America who wanted to collect his retirement.
Tahtis oma pensioni siis hakata välja võtma.
And he had this idea that he thought would work beautifully for him.
Ja siis tal oli selline idee, mis tema arvates pidi toimima hästi ta jaoks.
He had heard someone teach on Psalm 82 verse 6.
Ta oli kuulnud kedagi õpetamas psalmi 82:6 põhjal.
And when he was being interviewed to see if he qualified,
Ja kui teda küsitleti, et näha, kas ta kvalifitseerub, 82:6 jah.
one of the first things that he said when the interviewer began to address him,
Ja siis üks esimese asju, mida ta ütles, kui see küsitleja teda küsis,
he said, I'm God.
ütles, et mina olen Jumal.
Now what do you think the interviewer thought?
Mis te nüüd arvate, mida see küsitleja mõtles?
This man's elevator does not completely go upstairs.
Et selle mehe lift ei lähe küll päris viimasele korrusele.
He is wound up.
Ta on jah, natuke segi.
The amazing thing is, it worked.
Aga hämmastav on see, et see toimis.
They figured since the guy was all messed up, just go ahead and give him his retirement pay.
Kuna mees on täiesti segi, siis las ta juba läheb ja võtab oma pensi.
But now here's the truth of the matter.
Aga tõsi on see,
No one can say, I am God,
keegi ei saa öelda, mina olen Jumal,
except Big G.
kui vaid see suure tähega Jumal.
The only thing that we can say
See, mida meie saame öelda,
is, I have said to you that ye, plural, together, make up the God family.
on see, et ma olen öelnud, teie ehk siis mitmuses moodustate Jumala perekonna.
Okay, let's do this. Let's do this.
Teeme seda nii.
Would you agree with me that you are a son of God?
Kas sa nõustud sellega, et sa oled Jumala poeg?
Anybody have a problem with
On
that?
kellelgi probleemi sellega?
You know that John chapter 1 verse 12 declares that.
Johannese 1:12 ütleb nii,
That you received him and therefore you have become a son of God, correct?
et te võtsite ta vastu ja seetõttu saite Jumala pojaks.
If I just reverse the wording,
Kui ma need sõnad ümber
I could easily say that you're God's son.
panen, siis ma võiksin öelda, et sa oled Jumala poeg.
And it would mean exactly the same.
Ja see tähendab täpselt sama asja inglise keeles, eesti keeles ei saagi teisiti väljendada.
I could say that we're children of God.
Me oleme lihtsalt Jumala lapsed.
Reverse the wording, God's children.
Lapsed Jumalale või Jumala lapsed, ma ei tea.
All right. So let's come at it from this position.
Aga vaatame seda nüüd sellelt positsioonilt.
You will find in the concept of the first
Sa leiad selles esimeses kontseptsioonis,
that whatever is in the first is also in the last.
et mis iganes on esimeses, on ka viimases.
And whatever is in the last, the seed of that was always in the first.
Ja mis iganes on viimases, siis see seeme oli ka esimeses.
So that makes the first and the last one and the same.
Nii et see teeb esimese ja viimase üheks ja samaks.
You see, this is what I want us to understand with all of this.
Mida ma tahan, et me mõistaksime selles?
is that God is producing himself in a family.
on see, et Jumal on iseendale tootmas või esile toomas perekonda.
And that family is not to be inferior to who he is,
Ja see perekond ei ole nagu alam sellele, kes ta ise on,
but that family is to be as he is.
vaid see perekond peab olema nii, nagu tema on.
And what you will find as you study these scriptures
Ja mida sa leiad, kui sa neid kirjakohti uurid,
is that it will reveal clearly just how he is.
on see, et sa leiad selgelt, et milline ta on või kuidas ta on.
Okay. On the very practical level, theosis gives us the privilege of being the friend of God.
Ja praktilisel moel see teoosis annab meile võimaluse olla Jumala sõber.
From the time God came and spoke with man in the cool of the evening, he was establishing the principle of friendship.
Kui Jumal tuli seal päeva jaheduses inimesega kõnelema, siis ta rajas sõpruse.
And so what we actually see in the person of Jesus Christ is the ultimate example of friend of God.
Ja mida me näeme Jeesuse isikus, on selline täielik väljendus Jumala sõbraks olemisest.
And this is what we will find God doing with a friend.
Ja see on see, mida me näeme Jumalat tegemas sõbraga koos.
It is normal for God to converse with a friend, speaking with that friend, as we saw in the example of Moses.
See on normaalne, et Jumal on kõnelemas oma sõbraga, nii nagu me näeme seda Moosese näite puhul.
You see, this is a type of intimacy that speaks to a mature relationship,
Ja see on selline lähedus,
speaks to a mature
mis
relationship.
räägib ühest küpsest suhtest.
If you would turn to John chapter 15, verse 12 through 17, you'll see this.
Kui sa teed lahti Johannese 15, 12,
Tina will read that. Verse 12 through 17, John 15.
Johannese 15, 12 kuni 17. Minu käsk on see, armastage üksteist, nagu mina olen armastanud teid. Ei ole olemas suuremat armastust kui see, et keegi annab elu oma sõprade eest. Teie olete mu sõbrad, kui te teete, mida ma teid käsin. Ma ei nimeta teid enam orjadeks, sest ori ei tea, mida ta isand teeb. Teid olen ma nimetanud sõpradeks, sest teile olen ma andnud teada kõik, mida ma olen kuulnud oma isalt. Teie ei ole valinud mind, vaid mina olen valinud teid ja olen seadnud teid, et te läheksite ja kannaksite vilja ja et teie vili jääks. Mida te iganes isalt palute, seda ta annab teile minu nimel. Selle käsu annan ma teile. Armastage üksteist.
Remember that Jesus is right in the midst of bringing peace to the troubled hearts of his disciples.
Mäletate, et siin Jeesus on selle keskel, et tuua rahu mures olevatele südametele.
And once again, the conversation began in John 13, verse 34.
Ja veel kord see vestlus sai alguse Johannese 13. peatükis salmis 34.
And it continues until John chapter 18.
Ja see jätkub kuni Johannese 18. peatükini.
And the purpose of this conversation was to settle them.
Ja selle vestluse eesmärk oli neid nagu rahustada.
Because he was about to leave them and they were troubled.
Sest ta oli neid maha jätmas neid ja nad olid mures.
And he said, I'm going to send you another comforter.
Ja ta ütles, et ma saadan teile ühe teise lohutaja.
Now in the chapter that we call John 15,
selles peatükis, mida me nimetame Johannese 15,
we could say the umbrella over that chapter is fruitfulness.
siis me võiks öelda, et see vari või vihmavari selle peatüki kohal on viljakus.
Those that produce the greatest fruit are the friends of God.
Need, kes toovad esile kõige enam vilja, on Jumala sõbrad.
Now listen at how this is stated from the King James Bible.
Kuule, kuidas see on King James Piiblis.
He said, this is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Think of the number of times he's already said this.
Mõtle, kui palju kordi ta on juba öelnud seda, et see on minu käsk, et te armastaksite üksteist nii, nagu mina olen armastanud teid.
He said, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lay down his life for his friends.
Suuremat armastust ei ole kui see, kui inimene annab oma elu oma sõprade eest.
And in verse 14, this is what I really want to grab. He said, ye are my friends if ye do whatsoever I command you.
Ja salm 14 on see, millele ma tahan keskenduda. Teie olete mu sõbrad, kui te teete, mida ma teid käsin.
And then in verse 15 he said, henceforth I call you not servants, but the servant knoweth not what his Lord doeth, but I have called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father I have made known unto you.
Ja nüüdsest alates ma ei nimeta teid enam orjadeks, sest ori ei tea, mida ta isand teeb. Teid olen ma nimetanud sõpradeks, sest kõike, mida ma olen kuulnud isalt, olen ma teile teada andnud.
See, notice what changes here in friendship.
Pane tähele, mis muutub siin sõpruses.
There is a deeper level of intimacy that you share together.
Te jagate koos ühte sügavamat lähedust või intiimsust.
You see, let me put it this way.
Las ma ütlen seda nii.
There are things that I have shared with my wife, Anne, that I haven't shared with you.
On asju, mida ma olen jaganud oma naise Anniga, mida ma ei ole jaganud teiega.
Now that doesn't mean that we're not friendly.
See ei tähenda seda, et me ei ole sõbralikud.
But she's on a different level of friendship.
Aga tema on teistsugusel sõpruse tasandil.
You understand what I'm saying?
Te mõistate, mida ma räägin.
And it's equally true. There are things that as husbands or wives you share with each other that you just don't share with someone else.
Ja täpselt sama võrra on see ka, et sa jagad abikaasaga asju, mida sa kellegi teisega ei jaga.
I call that pillow talk.
Ma nimetan seda padjakõneks.
Now that can work positively.
See võib toimida
And
positiivselt
that can work negatively.
ja see võib toimida negatiivselt, jah.
I often say it this way.
Ma sageli ütlen nii.
And I think you'll get a chuckle out of this.
Ja ma arvan, et te naerate selle üle.
Samson cannot expect to keep his strength if his wife's name is Delilah.
Simpson ei saa oodata, et ta jõud jääb alles, kui ta naise nimi on Delila.
Especially if he keeps his head in her lap.
Eriti, kui ta hoiab oma pead tema süles.
Are you with me?
Kas te saite aru? Olete kaasas?
That's the truth.
See on tõde.
You see, so you should be very careful who you enter into a state of intimacy with.
Et sa peaksid olema väga ettevaatlik selle suhtes, kellega sa astud sellise lähedusse.
Is there proven track record of trustworthiness?
Kas selle inimese puhul on tõestatud usaldusväärsus?
And if you cannot affirmatively speak to that, then you better do what Jesus said.
Ja kui sa ei saa sellele kinnitust, siis parem tee nii nagu Jeesus.
You should not cast your pearls before unclean things.
Jeesus ütles, et sa ei peaks heitma oma pärleid sigade ette.
Let me say it another way.
Las ma ütlen seda teisel viisil.
Be careful who you share your dreams with.
Ole ettevaatlik, kellega sa jagad oma unistusi.
Because if you share them with the wrong brothers, they may throw you into a pit.
Sest kui sa jagad neid valede vendadega, nad võivad sind heita kuskile auku.
Do you understand?
Mõistad sa?
So Jesus had a track record with these men.
Jeesusel oli kogemus selliste inimestega.
And they had hung in there with him for the duration of his earthly ministry.
Ja nad olid olnud temaga koos tema maise teenistuse kogu aja.
He had revealed many secrets of the kingdom to them.
Ta oli neile ilmutanud või rääkinud palju kuningriigi saladusi.
He had shared many mysteries with them.
Ta oli palju müsteeriume jaganud nendega.
The simple definition of a mystery is a sacred secret.
Müsteeriumi lihtne definitsioon on püha saladus.
Jesus was even very careful about quickly revealing his true identity.
Ja Jeesus oli väga ettevaatlik, et ta ei avaldanud kiiresti oma tõelist identiteeti või olemust.
And though when Peter received the revelation from the Father, that became a teachable moment.
Ja kui Peetrus sai ilmutuse isalt Jeesuse kohta, siis sellest sai selline õpetuse hetk.
You see, everyone that was benefiting from the ministry of Jesus really did not know who he was.
Mitte kõik, kes said osa Jeesuse teenistusest, ei teadnud, kes ta tegelikult on.
Everyone hearing the teachings of Jesus really did not understand those teachings.
Kõik, kes kuulsid Jeesuse õpetust, tegelikult ei mõistnud, mis need õpetused tähendavad.
And there were often many times the disciples did not understand either.
Ja sageli oli hetki, kus ka jüngrid ei mõistnud seda.
So he would bring them into the house.
Ja siis ta tõi nad kotta, majja.
And then he would explain to them the things they did not understand.
Ja siis ta selgitas neile asju, mida nad ei mõistnud.
You see, this is how you treat a friend.
See on see, kuidas sa kohtled sõpra.
You see, what we have here is the evolving of a friendship.
Ja mis meil siin on üks sõpruse arenemine.
And you come to the point of where Jesus said, I called you friends, for all things that I have heard of my Father, I have made known unto you.
Ja siis sa jõuad kohta, kus Jeesus ütleb, et teid olen ma nimetanud sõpradeks, sest teile olen ma andnud teada kõik, mida ma olen kuulnud oma isalt.
So that's why I said that theosis provides us the privilege of friendship.
Ja sellepärast ma ütlen, et teoosis pakub meile eesõigust olla sõbrad.
And our expectation should be that God will communicate with us at all times.
Ja meie ootus peaks olema see, et Jumal suhtleb meiega kogu aeg.
Now, I'm not talking about randomly communicating with us. I'm talking about communicating with us regularly.
Ja ma ei räägi mingistest suhtlustest suvalistel hetkedel, vaid regulaarsest suhtlusest.
You see, that's the truth of the open heavens.
See on avatud taeva tõde.
That God routinely communicates with a son.
Et see on tavapärane, et Jumal suhtleb oma pojaga.
There's no such thing as being the friend of God and you have not heard from God for 2 years.
See ei ole normaalne, kui sa oled Jumala sõber ja ei ole temalt kuulnud 2 aastat.
Come on, friends talk more often than 2 years apart from the last conversation.
Sõbrad räägivad rohkem kui see, et viimasest kõnelusest on 2 aastat möödas.
Let me give you something very practical that you can relate to.
No, siis ma annan midagi väga praktilist, millega sa võid ennast seostada.
Inga and Kirsty and I talk regularly.
Ingo ja Kersti ja mina räägime regulaarselt.
Because I consider them friends now.
Sest ma pean neid sõpradeks.
We do it by Skype.
Me teeme seda Skype'i teel.
Now I think you brag on Skype a lot over here, don't you?
Ma tean, et te uhkustate selle Skype'i üle siin väga.
We share it with our friends, all right.
Jagame seda oma sõpradega.
Great answer.
Hea vastus.
The third thing that I want to give you tonight in closing.
Ja kolmas asi, mida ma tahan anda.
Is that theosis is anchored in the process of sanctification.
On see, et teoosis põhineb pühitsuse protsessis või on see ankurdunud sinna.
Believers become progressively conformed into the image of Christ.
Usklikud saavad progressiivselt või jätkuvalt enam Jumala kuju sarnaseks.
And this conformation is to produce a transformation of the body.
And this
Conformation
ja see kohandumine
is to produce a transformation of the body.
On selleks, et tuua esile ihus ühte transformatsiooni.
Thus changing the body, the human body, into a body of glory.
Ja seega muutes ihu auliseks ihuks.
Okay, so the final thing here.
Viimane asi.
I gave you a small outline concerning words connected to form. Remember that?
Ma andsin teile väikese sellise punktid sõna vormuma kohta.
Now let me see how many of you remember this.
Vaatame, see oli eelmisel korral. Vaatame, paljud te mäletate.
Because I told you can teach the entire Bible based on these 7 concepts.
Sest ma ütlesin, et terve Piibli võib õpetada nende 7 mõiste põhjal.
How many of you remember that?
Kui paljud teist mäletavad seda?
All right, we got 2 hands.
Kõik need formsõnad.
Okay, so let's start. The first word is?
Esimene sõna oli
form.
Siis vormima.
And then God formed the Adam from the dust of the earth.
Jumal vormis Aadama maa murlast või maa põrmust.
In other words, he gave him an earth suit.
Teisi sõnu ta andis selle maise ülikonna.
He gave him a body that was essential for his environment.
Ta andis talle ihu, mis oli vajalik tema keskkonna jaoks.
Then the Lord informed.
Ja siis Issand informeeris.
And all this is as he gave him instruction so that he could function in his new environment.
See oli see, et ta andis talle juhised, et ta võiks toimida oma keskkonnas.
Now, do you remember that the Lord was very clear in these instructions?
Mäletate, et issand oli väga selge oma juhistes.
This is Genesis chapter 2.
See on esimese Moosese teine peatükk.
This is where you'll find both concepts, form and informed, in Genesis chapter 2.
Leiad sealt nii selle vormimise kui ka informeerimise.
So what happens in Genesis chapter 3?
Mis siis toimus esimese Moosese 3.
The serpent misinforms.
See madu andis vale informatsiooni.
And in this misinformation,
ja selles vale informatsioonis
man is basically placed off course.
Seatakse inimene nagu valele sihile.
And now he's following a trail that can only lead to a dead end.
Ja nüüd ta järgib rada, mis viib ainult tupikusse.
But the state that his body is in now
aga nüüd see olukord, milles tema ihu
is a deformation.
on deformeerunud või deformatsioonis.
In other words, he's living in a state now that is a contrast to what God started from the beginning.
Ja teisisõnu, ta elab nüüd kontrastis sellega, mis Jumal alguses valmistas.
Adam lived in a deformed state for 4,000 years.
Adam elas deformeerunud olekus 4000 aastat.
And what you find here is that he's disconnected.
Ja mida me leiame siin on see, et ta on lahti ühendatud.
It's amazing how powerful the breath of lives that was breathed into him. It's amazing how powerful it really was.
On hämmastav, kui väeline oli see elu hingus, mis temasse oli hingatud.
Because this Adam lived 930 years.
Sest see Adam elas 930 aastat.
And I'm not sure how much of that was in disconnection.
Ja ma ei ole kindel, kui palju sellest ajast oli selles lahutatud olekus.
Maybe time as far as diminishing and bringing corruptibility to his body only began the moment that he made the decision. Maybe.
Võib-olla see aeg hakkas lugema alles sellest hetkest, kui ta tegi selle otsuse.
Because prior to that, he was in simply a state of life or connection to his father.
Sellepärast, et enne seda ta oli ühendatud oma isaga ühendatud olekus.
And since his father was deathless, he was also deathless.
Ja kuna tema isa oli surmatu, siis ka tema oli surmatu.
Until he made an independent decision that severed him from his life source.
Kuni ta tegi sellise iseseisva otsuse, mis lahutas teda tema eluallikast.
And that's what we call living deformed.
Ja seda me nimetame elavaks deformatsiooniks.
So what this speaks to us of
Nii et millest see meile räägib?
is that there is a need for an adjustment.
Et on vaja üks vajadus uue kohandamise järele.
And so the next word in this process is reformation.
Ja nüüd see järgmine sõna selles protsessis on reformatsioon.
Or what we call reformation. Jesus came and reformed Adam.
Jeesus tuli ja reformeeris Aadama.
Now what he did was he brought full conclusion to this deformed state.
Ja mida ta tegi oli see, et ta tõi sellele deformeerunud olekule täieliku lõpu või
In other words, he ended this deformed state.
ta lõpetas selle deformeerunud oleku.
And that was the process of reformation.
Ja see oli reformatsiooni.
But now that man is reformed,
Ja nüüd kui inimene on reformeerunud,
now there must come a transformation.
Peab tulema transformatsioon.
And in this transformation, it is primarily the renewing of the mind.
Ja selles transformatsioonis toimub peamiselt meele uuendamine.
There must be an uprooting and a plucking up of wrong concepts.
Seal peab toimuma selliste valede kontseptsioonide ülesjuurimine ja väljakiskumine.
Any concept that is not in agreement with the new man, we must pluck it up.
Iga kontseptsioon, mis ei ole kohane uuele inimesele, peab välja tõmmatud saama, välja kistud.
We must make no agreement any longer with something connected to death.
Meil ei tohi olla mingisugust nõustumist surmaga, mis on seotud surmaga.
Our agreement must be an agreement with life.
Meie nõustumine peab olema nõustumine eluga.
And so the final word in this process is conform.
Ja nüüd viimane sõna selles protsessis on konformeerunud.
And the whole idea behind being conformed is conformed into the image of Jesus Christ.
Ja idee selle konformeerimise taga on, et me oleme konformeerunud või kohanenud Jeesuse Kristuse kuju järgi.
And that establishes him as the firstborn among many brethren.
Ja see räägib temast kui esmasündinust vendade hulgas.
Remember what I said to you, the first is in the last and the last is in the first?
Mäletate, et esimene on viimases ja viimane on esimeses.
Jesus, the firstborn,
Jeesus, kes oli esmasündinu,
is in the rest of the brethren.
on ka ülejäänud vendades.
And the way that you see Jesus, the firstborn,
Ja see, kuidas sa näed esmasündinut Jeesust,
is look at the brethren.
on see, kui sa vaatad vendi.
And the way that you know that what the brethren should be
Ja see, kuidas sa tead, millised vennad peaks olema,
is look at Jesus.
on see, kui sa vaatad Jeesust.
You see, the first is in the last,
Sa näed, et esimene on viimastes
and the last has become the first.
ja viimane on saanud esimeseks.
That's why Jesus said, I am Alpha and Omega.
Sellepärast Jeesus ütles, et ma olen alfa ja oomega.
I'm the beginning and the ending,
Mina olen algus ja ma
the
olen
first and the last.
esimene ja viimane.
Now, one more thought.
Veel üks mõte.
I thought that was going to be my last thought.
Ma mõtlesin, et see oli
But
mu
one more
viimane
thought.
mõte. Aga üks mõte veel.
What was the first day of Genesis like?
Milline oli alguslugude esimene päev?
There was darkness, and God said,
Oli pimedus ja Jumal ütles,
let there be light, correct?
saagu valgus.
So if you look at in the Hebrew text, in the beginning, it would actually say, in the first or the first fruits.
Ja kui sa vaatad seda heebreakeelset teksti, siis seal öeldakse, et esimeses või esmaviljas.
Another way to say this is that which is at the head or that which is the principal thing.
Või teine viis, kuidas seda öelda oli, et see, mis on peas või alguses või see, mis on see põhiline või põhiline asi, mis on see peamine asi.
We see that the Lord established light in the first day,
Me näeme, et Issand rajas valguse esimesel päeval.
calling it forth out of darkness.
Kutsus selle esile pimedusest.
All right, before God rested day 7, what did he do as a conclusion of day 6?
Enne kui Jumal hingas 7. päeval, mida ta tegi 6. päeva lõpus või?
He said, let us make man in our image and after our likeness.
Ta ütles, et tehkem inimesed oma kuju järgi meie sarnaseks.
So if the first is in the last and the last is in the first,
Nii et kui esimene on viimases ja viimane on esimeses,
what did God create man for?
siis mille jaoks Jumal lõi inimese?
And you put a package together and you have Hebrews chapter 1 and verse 3, especially from the Amplified Bible.
Ja kui sa paned selle esimese ja viimase kokku, siis meil on heebrealastele 1:3, eriti see tuleb esile laiendatud piiblitõlkes.
It declared Jesus to be a light being.
Seal öeldakse, et Jeesus on valguse olend.
In other words, you bring man, day 6, light, day 1, together.
Teisisõnu, sa tood inimene 6. päev ja valgus 1. päev kokku.
And you create a light being.
Ja sa lood valguse olendi.
That's exactly who you are.
See just ongi see, kes sina oled.
That's why in Ephesians you're called children of light.
Ja sellepärast Efesuse kirjas sind nimetatakse
In
valguse lasteks.
Thessalonians you're called children of the day and not of the night.
Ja Thessalonika kirjas meid nimetatakse päevalasteks ja mitte öölasteks.
So once again, this is what we're talking about when we speak of theosis.
Ja veel kord, see on see, millest me räägime, kui me räägime teoosisest.
These truths that are so precious and valuable to us.
Need tõed, mis on nii kallihinnalised ja väärtuslikud meie jaoks.